Good evening. We're going to start the board meeting now. Today is June the 11th, 2024. May we please stand for the flag salute and a moment of silence. Can someone please pull the flag out of respect?
This is to advise those present at this June 11th, 2024 regular board workshop action meeting of the Board of Education of the City of Pleasantville in the County of Atlantic that notice was given on January the 20th, 2024 of the revised annual designation of the regular monthly board meetings as required by the provisions of Chapter 231 of the laws of 1975. Notice thereof has been distributed for publication in the press, posted in the administration building, and forwarded to the city clerk of the City of Pleasantville within the time required by said act.
Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Present.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Present.
Ms. Mello?
Present.
Ms. Morgan? Ms. Silver?
Present.
Ms. Waters? Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Present. Yes. Next is public comments, agenda items only. When you come, could you please be respectful and courteous and state your name and your address. First, we have Mrs. Priscilla Noel.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Buenos tardes, patres. A few items that I saw on the agenda that I wanted to make inquiry about was 3.22 as far as the roof repair. Will that include mold assessment and remediation? Because when you have moisture and it sits for a long time, it permeates and things start to grow. And that can, and that can tend to contribute to respiratory ailments. So I want to make sure that we got the HVAC. If we're repairing the roof, that we make sure we look at those areas. As far as 3.28, I have been waiting for something like this for so long with the website redesign. And I want to thank this board for taking that into consideration because it's been a long time needed and a long time waiting. We have one of the worst websites operationally. If we look at other As far as lunch, 3.25, I think we really need to reevaluate what's going on. I had the pleasure of being a chaperone on a trip, but this right here with blue number 40 applesauce, would you eat this? I don't think so. And when the kids pulled it out of their bag lunch, the first thing they said in unison, ew! So for me, I had to bring it so y'all can see it's bright blue. I wouldn't eat this. I wouldn't give this to a homeless person. My worst enemy, I wouldn't give this to him. So I think we need to think about that. Item 6.9, item 0, was it O? Is that O for October? O? Item O. I appreciate that we are bringing forward and making considerations for the timeline for hiring coaches, because for far too long in this district, we have had to wait and wait and wait until whatever sport is coming up to see if we're going to have a coach, when we need to align ourselves with all the other districts so that we can be competitive and also have an opportunity to attract superior talent, which I want to commend this board on doing as far as hiring or considering it to hire and vote on a basketball coach with impressive resume and extensive knowledge and experience in the sport of basketball, because far too long our boys in basketball have suffered. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Noel. Next is the superintendent's report by Dr. Martinez.
Thank you. Good evening, board members, staff, to our guests, and to members that are watching online. Welcome to our June 11th board meeting. Ready? I'll begin this evening's superintendent's report with our student safety data system incidents report for our school year of 23-24 up to date. I apologize for those numbers being very tiny. That report actually comes from the data that is reported into our New Jersey homeroom and New Jersey Smart official data. There are 8 categories for incidents. The first one is incident total: violence, vandalism, substances, weapons, HIB confirmed, other incidents leading to removal, and the last category is HIB alleged. Each school has a number to report for each of the categories. So to begin, and there are 3 reporting periods. So for the first report, 2 reporting periods, and the aggregate is the total number. For the first reporting period, at the Pleasantville High School, we had a total of incidents, in number 38. So 38 total incidents, of which 6 were classified violence, 3 vandalism, 22 substances, 3 weapons, 4 HIB confirmed, and 6 HIB alleged. HIB stands for harassment, intimidation, and bullying. At the Pleasantville Middle School, we had a total of 27 incidents. 10 were of violence, 0 vandalism, 12 substances, 3 weapons, 2 HIB confirmed, and 5 HIB alleged. In our Washington Avenue Elementary School this school year, we had 0 incidents in violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 4 HIB alleged. At the Leeds Avenue Elementary School, we had 0 incidents in total, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 3 HIB alleged. At the North Main Street Elementary School, we had 0 incidents in total, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 1 HIB alleged. And at South Main Street Elementary School, there was 1 incident, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 1 HIB confirmed, and 0 HIB alleged. In total, there were 66 incidents reported in period 1. There were 16 incidents in violence total, 3 in vandalism, 34 in substances, 6 in weapons, 7 HIB confirmed, and 19 HIB alleged. In report period 2, which is from January to now, at the Pleasantville High School, we had 27 incidents total, 4 in violence, 1 in vandalism, 17 in substances, 3 weapons, 5 HIB confirmed, and 0 HIB alleged. At Pleasantville Middle School, we had 0 incidents total, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and HIB alleged. Washington Avenue, we had 0 incidents, 4 in violence. Wait a minute. At Washington Avenue, we had 0 in violence, 0 in vandalism, 0 in substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 3 HIB alleged. At Leeds Avenue, we had 0 incidents, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 0 HIB alleged. At North Main, we had 0 incidents, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB confirmed, and 0 HIB alleged. And at South Main Street, we had 0 incidents, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substances, 0 weapons, 0 HIB alleged. With a total of 27 incidents, 4 violence, 1 vandalism, 17 substances, 3 weapons, 5 HIB confirmed, and 3 HIB alleged. So in total, we had 93 incidents, 20 violence, 4 vandalism, 51 substances, 9 weapons, 12 HIB confirmed, and 22 HIB alleged. And so I did a comparison with last year's data, which is that one there. Go to the next slide. Thanks. And what we see actually, I'll wait till the next one. What we did was, here's the student safety data systems training. There's a significant difference this year in our HIB training. You'll see in the next slide that for the district-wide training, we got 0 points last year. This year, however, for report period 1, we had 3 trainings, 2 programs. For report period 2, we had 1 training, and report in total for 4 trainings and 2 programs. That's pretty significant. The trainings occurred on September the 1st, 2023, on metal detectors and x-ray machines. Also on September the 5th, there was training on conflict resolution, de-escalation, and guidelines on using force and restraint. There was additional training on October the 25th on nonviolent intervention, and more training on February the 16th, 2024 on school safety with Mr. Gambino. And so you also see a total of trainings in each school, and the total report for trainings this school year was 54. That includes district-wide training and school trainings, 29 programs in report period 1, 11 trainings in report period 2, and 5 trainings in report period 2, with a total of 65 trainings and 34 programs. Next slide. And that's last year's data. In summary, comparison between 2 years, there was an overall decrease of 21% in total incidents thus far, from 167 down to 131. However, in several categories, for instance, violence, there was an increase of from 11 to 39 incidents. There was an increase also in vandalism from 1 to 4 incidents. Yet in substances, we decreased by 50%. In weapons, we evened out. In HIB, we had confirmed 21%, which is from 15 to 19 in incidents. What we know is that we had professional development specifically on our staff using our equipment, particularly the metal detectors and x-ray machines. So when I took a look at the weapons, those incidents actually occurred before they came into the building, which means that our staff is using our equipment correctly. The training was effective. We've also had, we're working on ensuring that we're reporting accurately. So I'm happy that it seems that the data is showing that we are. There was an increase of technology in terms of new metal detectors and x-ray machines and wands that have helped in the confiscation of substances of contraband, which could correlate to the decrease in substances. And there's also been training with staff to also work with students, particularly on social, emotional, and mental health, which could also correlate to some of the decrease in substances. Additionally, security officers received training and began the vestibule projects at both middle and high school. Dr. Thomas Gambino's site visit, when he came, there were several things that were that we needed to do in order to be in compliance, and there were the following. Security staff are deployed to the front of buildings for student arrival and dismissal and are outfitted with colored safety vests and handheld radios. And as per the New Jersey Code, the Pleasantville Police Department now has access to the school live stream video surveillance system, which they didn't have in the past. The police department also has key and swipe access to all of our school buildings in the district as mandated by code. The large screen monitors for our district were ordered for display in the main office, where the front office personnel could easily monitor the exterior of the buildings, and we are going to install them quickly. All staff are issued a red lanyard, which is this we see here, for identification. It is a requirement for all of our staff to wear a red lanyard, and visitors are issued a blue type lanyard, which is numbered for identification in all of our buildings. Police access to all buildings and surveillance is tied to the police department. These are the improved security measures that were accomplished this school year. Further good news, we had the multicultural fair and parent workshops. We had wonderful presentations as well. We had the Junior JROTC Military Ball. I attended, it was absolutely amazing. Sergeant Mack and his students do a fantastic job. And we honored the Pleasantville High School JROTC members at its annual military ball. At North Main, they hosted an amazing multicultural day filled with music, performances, and foods from various cultures. And yes, they were highlighted on the news, and it was just wonderful there. And we had our high school students present as well. It was a fantastic activity and event. We are continuing to build partnerships to help our students and their families. And I attended on May 31st the first meeting for the Leading with Enrichment Alternatives and Diversion Initiative. LEAD provides an open dialogue between several agencies throughout Atlantic County that serve our children with the purpose to provide guidance for youth throughout various services and resources. And it was a really great pleasure to be among that group. We had great conversations about how we're going to continue working together in collaboration to improve resources to our district. It was wonderful. The Atlantic County Governor's Educator of the Year recognition luncheon. We celebrated our Educators of the Year. And the Washington Elementary School did a fantastic job in showcasing the Lion King play here at our very own high school. I attended, and it was just fantastic. If you got a chance to come, it was lively. It was wonderful. I think it was streamed so you can see it. I also got a chance to visit this year's Don't Fear Your Future Teen Summit on June 7th. Our high school kids are phenomenal. They did a great job. I believe it was like 17 of our high schoolers represented this year's Teen Summit. It was held at Atlantic Cape Community College in Mays Landing campus. And it was led by the Coalition for a Safe Community. The leader, Mr. Perry Mays, always does a fantastic job. And I'd like to publicly recognize Ms. Crystal Holt, who serves as our district liaison in this very important initiative, and she was extremely instrumental in coordinating this important team summit. Last but not least, we congratulate this year's top 10 Pleasantville High School students and our top 10 middle school students of the class of 2024. Would you join me in giving them a round of applause? Thank you so much. To the board, I request that you, the board, accept and approve this student safety data report, as well as the school security drill statement of assurance to be submitted and certified by June 30th of this school of 2024. And next, we are going to end our school year board meeting with recognizing our students and employees. Let's begin with our great schools, South Main Street School. All right, South Main is in the house. And let's begin with Michelle Tyson. Come on up. Michelle, if you're here. Caden Gregory. All right, Caden. Caden has a fan club. Almost. Come on, Caden. Big round of applause for our young man, Caden. Caden, let's come up. All right, here we go. Let's give Kate another round of applause. Stand right here with me. Next is Crystal Garay Medina. Cristel Garay Medina. Anabela Marte. Anabela Marte. Okay. Nice. Crystal gets another round of applause. Annabelle. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Congratulations. This is Crystal. Come stand over here. Yeah, let's squeeze over. Thank you. Allison Velez Mayan. Right, Allison. Congratulations. What grade are you in? 4th grade. Allison's in 4th grade. Hey, Kate, what grade are you in? 1st grade. What grade are you in?
3rd grade.
Nice. What grade are you in?
2nd.
Look at our students, 2nd grade. And last but not least, Samina Nasir. She here? Ah. Congratulations, Emily. And what grade are you in? 5th grade. Right here. Please give a round of applause to our great South Main Street students. We are so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next we are celebrating our Leeds Avenue School, our students. Leeds is in the house. We'll begin with Leila Santiago. Leila, you here? What? Oh. Leila's coming up. It's okay, Leila. Mom, you want to come get it for her? All right, Mom, we're going to celebrate. Leila, it's okay, sweetheart. We're going to celebrate you, and Mom's coming up. There, come on. Venga. Gracias. Andrea Reales. Andrea, you hear? There she goes. Nice. Andrea, congratulations. What grade are you in? 1st grade. Next we have Kamora Spence. Carlos Perez Garcia. Victoria Hernandez Jimenez. Right, that's Carlos. Right? Uh-huh. Okay. Victoria, what grade are you in? She's in 4th grade. Congratulations. Y Carlos, what grade are you in? Huh? 3rd. Carlos is in 3rd grade. All right. And Remy Ellen. Remy. All right. Remy, what grade are you in? Remy's in 5th grade. Give him a big round of applause. These are our great kids from the Leeds Avenue School. Thank you. At North Main, where's North Main? Is North Main in the house? All right, I know they are. Listen, North Main is doing some wonderful things. I'd like to recognize Akai Bradley. It's like the price is right. Come on, Akaka. Come get your certificate. Here you go. What grade are you in? Kindergarten, ladies and gentlemen. Kindergarten. Thank you. Brian Soriano Bernabe, are you in the house? Brian Soriano Bernabe. Skylyn Briggs. Skylyn Briggs, there you go. And what grade are you in? Second grade. Take your certificate, that's right. Stand right here. Gabriel Hernandez, is he here? Gabriel. There he is, he's coming. Gabriel Hernandez. Christopher Casimir. It's Christopher. All right, Gabriel. Gabriel? Gabriel, what grade are you in? Gabriel is in third grade. And Cesar Escobar Casco. Here he comes. Cesar, what grade are you in? Cesar's in 5th grade. Congratulations to our fabulous students from our North Main Street School. We are so proud of you. Thank you. I know Washington Elementary School is in the house. I see Dr. Cooper. Where's Washington? Let's start with Mateo Mendoza Aguilar. Mateo Mendoza Aguilar. Are you up? Here he comes. All right now. Mateo, what grade are you in? ¿Qué grado estás? Kindergarten. Oh, what I got. Jackson Shepherdson. All right, here he comes. What grade are you in, young man? 1st grade, here we go. Eder Santiago. Eder Santiago. Okay. Eddie Cortez Sosa. Eddie, what grade are you in? What grade are you in? ¿En qué grado estás? In 3rd grade? All right. Ashley Diaz. Is Ashley here? Here she comes, Ashley. ¿En qué grado estás? What grade are you in? 4th grade. Thank you, Ashley. And Sandia Frederic. Did I say that correctly? All right. What grade are you in? 5th grade. Congratulations. Show of love for our students from the Washington Elementary School. And our certificate reads, "You are getting closer to your dreams each day. Keep up the hard work and you will get the best results. I wish you a great future because you deserve it." Congratulations to our elementary schools. Our middle schools, we recognize 3 students: Jonathan Escobar, Daviana Brito, and Cassius Payton. From our high school, we recognize the following four students: Scott Profit, Nelson Nguyen, Claydine Diesel, and Tamaya McGowan. Those are four of our high school students. We also want to recognize some of our members of our athletes, particularly our girls track first team all-star in our high school. We have Brianna Perez. Now, Brianna, this must mean that you run really fast, right? You run really fast? She tries. What grade are you in, Brianna? What grade? And she's a senior, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Brianna Perez. Sonia Powell. Kiara Lou. All right. Kiara, what year are you in? She's a freshman. Give it up for Kiara Lou. And Eternity Roberts. Love that name, Eternity. It's Eternity here. Congratulations to our girls track first team all-star. We are so proud of you. Congratulations to our senior. We are equally as proud for our boys track first team all-stars, Yusuf Golden, Elijah Maribel, Melvin Lewis, Jermaine Lewis, and Brandon St. Martin. Hello. What's your name? Brandon, what year are you in? This young man is a senior. Please give him a round of applause. Jermaine Nelson, what year are you in? He's a junior. Give him a round of applause. We are so proud of our high schoolers. Thank you for all of the work that you do and representing Pleasantville High School Greyhounds the way that you do. Give it another round of applause. Thank you. We're also going to recognize our boys volleyball, John Howard III. And from our boys baseball, Edralyn Caraballo. We have great students, and we have great staff. We do. At this board meeting, we're going to recognize the following employees of the month. Christina Favre, technology teacher at Washington Avenue Elementary School. Thank you. Matthew Bernard, teacher at North Main Street Elementary School. Hello. Thank you. Please stay up here. Thank you. This is for you. You retire? And after 32 years, she softly says, I am retiring. So thank you very much. Congratulations to you, Matthew Bernard. Ramis Austin, first grade teacher at Leeds Avenue. Romis. Thank you so much. Everything you do. From South Main Street Elementary School, Eugene Croft, 5th grade teacher. And a teacher at our middle school is Kara Lipsit. And from our great Pleasantville High School, social studies teacher Jennifer Woolley. We also want to recognize members of other departments. This evening we recognize Larry Snow, bus driver in our transportation department. Thank you to not only you, congratulations to you, but to all staff who do a wonderful job at educating our students. Thank you for all the great work you do. This concludes the superintendent's report.
May I have a motion to accept the fire drill report? Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchum. Young lady, what is your name? Hey, tell the crowd.
Kamara,
And what grade are you in?
second.
Are we going to give her a big round of applause? Congratulations to you. Mr. Jones is looking for your certificate. Thank you for being here. And listen, you have a fabulous shirt. Can I show off your shirt? It says, "Strong Girl Power." Yes. I like the pose. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Here you are, young lady. Thank you for your great work. Round of applause. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Mitchell.
Any questions, board, on the superintendent's report? No questions? May I have a motion to approve the fire drill, safety drill? Motion by Ms. Clemens. May I have a second? Second. Second by Ms. Alberto. Any questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Yes. Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
May I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report? Oh, okay, sorry, we don't have to. Next, minutes, 2.1. We're going to be pulling the minutes for May 14th because they're not complete. So we'll pull those into the next meeting because they're not complete. So may I have a motion just to approve 2.1, the minutes from May 7th? Motion by Ms. King. May I have a second? Second by Ms. Gray. Any questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
I understand, I was not here.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, may I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters and a student matter? Motion and matters of attorney-client privilege. Who motioned? Motion by Mrs. Clemens. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. King. Any questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Michelle, Ms. Kennedy will meet you in the back. May I have a motion to come out of executive session? Motion by Mrs. Alberto, second by Mrs. Clemens. Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution to accept the HIT report.
May I have a motion to accept the HIP report? Motion by Mrs. Clemens. May I have a second? Second by Mrs. Mello. Any questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution to approve increment withholding for employee ID number 100235 for the 24-25 school year and transfer to the Pleasantville High School.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. King. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Clemens. Questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next one? That's it? Oh.
This is a resolution for a special education matter. It's a resolution to approve the written settlement agreement in the matter entitled ZM versus Pleasantville Board of Education. It's a special ed case under docket number EDS-08588-22. The matter was previously approved in substance, but was subject to language in a written agreement which has been prepared and is now being offered for approval.
May I have a motion? Motion by Ms. Clemens. Second by Mrs. Alberto. Questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, finance. May I have a motion for 3.2 to 3.33?
A motion.
Motion by Mrs. King. May I have a second? Second by Mrs. Gray. Any questions, board? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes to everything but abstain from the charter school.
Motion carries.
Next is transportation. May I have a motion for 4.1 to 4.8? Motion by Mrs. Clemens. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Mello. Questions, board? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, facilities. May I have a motion for 5.1?
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. King. May I have a second? Second. Second by Mrs. Alberto. Questions, board? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto?
Yes.
Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Board for Human Resources, there's a correction on 6.9, page 2558. Actually, it's page 28, item I, Pleasantville High School, items 2 and 3. It's actually a dollar amount for last name Mike, half a stipend of $1,010.50. And for last name Peña, the same, half a stipend of $1,010.50.
May I have a motion? Human Resources, 6.1 to 6.12. Motion by Mrs. Gray. May I have a second? I need a second for Human Resources.
Second.
Who second? Who second?
I did. I
Second by
second.
Ms. Silver. Any questions, board? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto? Yes. Ms. Clemens? You said 6.7 and 6.9. Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, policy. May I have a motion for 7.1? Motion by Mrs. Clemens. May I have a second? Second? Second by Mrs. Gray. Questions?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm in policy committee, but I kind of missed this. And Megan, I'm wondering, can I introduce an amendment or table this? And my reasoning for that is, I think the language in the proposed changes are kind of confusing. It's not really in plain language. So either table this or,
We can table it.
okay.
We have to take the move. Who
It was first and second.
who first did?
Ms. Clemens,
Ms.
motion,
Clemens, can
and
you
then Ms.
take
Gray
that, Sarah?
seconded.
And who second? You the same. Okay. May I have a motion to table? Motion by Mrs. Clemens. May I have a second? Second by Mrs. Gray. Questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto? Yes. Ms. Clemens? Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Mello?
Yes.
Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is curriculum and instruction. May I have a motion for 8.1 to 8.3?
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. King. May I have a second? Second by Ms. Gray. Any questions? No questions? Roll call, Ms. White.
Ms. Alberto? Yes. Ms. Clemens? Yes. 8.2. Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mrs. Mello?
Yes for everything, but when we say consultation, D?
What page?
Yeah.
That's fine. I have to say for,
What page?
I work it out.
What page is that?
54, 58. Yeah,
8.2.
for two.
You work for them, right? You work for them?
Yeah, I work with them.
Okay, so yes, and you're abstaining from consultants?
Yeah,
But-
consultant number 2.
Okay.
Dean number 2.
You number two, but you're out of home services. Okay. Ms. Silver?
Yes.
Ms. Gray? Ms. Roel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We already went into executive session, so we don't need to do that. Next is public comments. General matters only. First, we have Jeanette Bravo.
Hey. Good afternoon. My name is Shannon Bravo. I'm the lead AR over at the middle school. And I want to be perfectly clear before I start. I am talking about the staff bathrooms. I am not talking anything about the student bathrooms because no staff member should be using the student bathroom while school or clubs are in session. The problem we have with the staff bathrooms is that we are in OSHA violation. Approximately, we have about 110 staff members, not including maintenance, not including HR or CNI, over at the middle school. According to OSHA regulations, table J.1, we should have about 5 or 6, depending if we're under or above 110 staff, we should have 5 or 6 dedicated bathrooms to the staff. We do not. Currently, we have a bathroom across from the hallway, a ladies' room, that has been locked for months because we're waiting for a repair. We have on the second floor so-called teacher lounge, which is actually a construction site full of construction equipment from tile setting cutters to ladders to all kinds of construction material in there that we have to navigate to the one stall. It has already been framed out for 2 additional stalls with the plumbing. I was told that we already have the fixtures, we've already bought them. This is the way those bathrooms have been for an entire year. All right? So bear in mind, teachers, in the time I have to talk, have 3 minutes between classes to use the bathroom. I have already tried the chain of command. Mr. Brock ignores our emails. All right, and actually had the audacity to say that they were working on other issues for student safety. If we're concerned about student safety, can we please get more bathrooms for teachers so that we are in the hallways monitoring student behavior instead of waiting online for bathrooms? All right, it is a real health concern. It is called teacher bladder. It is not just a female problem. I'm also hearing from men teachers too. All right, so we have this equipment already bought. Can we please fix the bathroom on the first floor? And can we please finish installing the 2 additional stalls on the second floor?
Okay.
And I still have 17 seconds left. I'd like to remind you of something I said on September. Professional development. Do not overbook us when we need to be working and setting up our classrooms the first few days in September.
Thank you. You're forward. Next is Tariq Cosby.
How y'all doing this evening? My name is Tariq Crosby. I was a security guard here this great school. I was terminated in September. I waited this time because it's heavy on my spirit, and I wanted to address the situation that I had in my experience at the school. And I was hired as a bus driver and a security officer. While as a security officer, Dr. Martinez explained that all security officers had training. Well, I never had training. I never had a certificate or anything, but I was given a contract by Dr. Martinez herself as a full-time security guard. Can you hear me? Okay. And I think that in that process, it set me up for failure. I had a student, prior to that, we had the children in the school disrespecting the security guards. I had met with Mr. Hancock and the principal, and we addressed the issue of harassment of these kids. One of the children that was speaking about had assaulted me, and I restrained that child for my protection and for the protection of the other students. After the situation happened, the child didn't have to receive medical, I didn't put no bodily harm to him, no scratches, he didn't go to see the nurse. The child was in the hallways 10 minutes later, and nothing happened to the child. I was then, at the next board meeting, I was terminated while under investigation. I had got up with a lawyer, my union rep and everything like that, and we requested to see the tape, in which we were denied. I met with, I had actually put some applications in because I don't have a job now. I have a family, I have children I gotta feed. When I put the applications in for several jobs, I was denied because Pleasantville said that I had a case of child abuse. I met with the lady that works for child abuse, and she allowed us to secretly see the tape. And which, after I had a conversation with her, they found no findings of child abuse. Diapers found no findings of child abuse. So why was I terminated while under investigation? I had talked to my union rep. I was trying to figure out what's going on, what the process was. She said that no one would stand up for me, so I stand here alone. She said that the security guards were afraid that they would lose their positions if they spoke up. I've been active in the community. I've been working here since 2011. This is not the first time I had been done unjustly filed. I just asked, I'm not asking for a job, I'm asking for answers. And I would love to have a conversation with Dr. Martinez. And I just want to know, what is the process of termination and real quick, I just want to say
Thank
this.
you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we can't go over the limit of 3 minutes. Thank you so much. Next, we have Mrs. Priscilla Noel.
Sometimes I sit here and I think about and I listen to people when they come up and speak. To piggyback on what that young man said, I do disagree with some of the decisions that this board has made to cut staffing when we are already understaffed. So we're a community and we provide education for our youngest stakeholders, and we have them work with less and we want them to do without. So I do disagree with this board reducing staff when we are not at full capacity for staff. I want to commend the lady for speaking out because that has been a going thing. There needs to be accountability with Vance Brock because I've been hearing this again and again. That's how we lost our first track meet, and we didn't have the title. We didn't get the title for our division because the facility was not up to snuff. The athletic department does not have control over that. And still, if people care about basketball, the scoreboard since last year has not been repaired. We only have one operating scoreboard. So when people come into our venue, they are not receiving an operating facility. So from that aspect, these are things that seem to be resting with the head of facilities that need to be taken care of. So I would implore you that when you have work orders, that you give that person and his staff timeline. In addition, maybe you need to look into staffing more, or if they cannot have more staff, outsource some of the jobs. Because obviously they're incapable of executing within a reasonable time frame. Like the playground at South Main, it took too long to get it done. That should have been an all hands on deck, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we're done. The kids patiently waited time and time and time again. When's the playground going to open? When's the playground going to open? And it was no expected time to be done. It just went ever at the whim and fancy of Brock and whatever he wanted to do. I don't think that's right. If teachers have a timeline, if everybody else has a timeline to do all their stuff, their PD, their lesson plans and everything, then he should have a timeline as well. We can't be waiting around and not have no progress, and we have gatekeepers doing what they're doing to hinder the benefits for these stakeholders, the youngest stakeholders, our children. In addition to that, I'm just wondering how committed some of y'all are, because y'all were all ready to just use this as a springboard to go somewhere else. How committed are you to these children? And I see your name on a ballot for something else. You're not committed to being a board member, then you should have never took the position in the first place, because you automatically said, oh yeah, I care about the children. But when you do this, that makes me question your commitment.
Thank you, Mrs. Noel. Next, we have Jonathan Diego.
Good afternoon, members of the board, Ms. Marinos, Superintendent. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jonathan Diego, born and raised here in Pleasantville, Adams Avenue, Linden Avenue, Franklin Boulevard, Washington Avenue. North Main Street Elementary School was my elementary school. I still do a lot of volunteer work over there, and also graduated from Pleasantville High School when it was on Franklin Boulevard. Although I no longer live in Pleasantville, I'm a proud Pleasantville graduate, bleed maroon and white. My family was in Pleasantville for over 80 years. My parents went to Pleasantville High School, I did, and so did my siblings. My law office is now in Pleasantville for the past 5 years. I moved my law office from Atlantic City to Pleasantville, right across from JoJo's. And if you can see my sign, it's all maroon and white. And it's maroon and white because those are my colors. I'm here right now to listen to Dr. Martinez's report and also some of the information from other board members. And I know that some people come up with concerns. I want to come up and say that, at least as far as this alumni of Pleasantville High School, this alumni of the Pleasantville School District supports what's been going on this school year. I know we have challenges. The school district has challenges every year, but we have individuals, not only on the school board, but I also want to focus on with Dr. Martinez. I do not know Dr. Martinez other than a few conversations that I've had with her during this academic year. And I can tell you I'm very impressed with some of the policies, the procedures that she's implemented, along with the support of the board. Hard decisions have to be made by the board and by the superintendent every year. And this year's no different. I have definitely heard some concerns of faculty, staff, and educators. But I think from what I've seen this year, this past 9 months, the focus on the health, safety, and welfare and quality of education of our children has been a really great focus. And we have some great administrators, we have great faculty and staff, teachers, but the reality is sometimes hard decisions have to be made. And it doesn't mean we don't respect or appreciate what our faculty, staff, administrators do, but sometimes hard decisions have to be made. And I just want everybody on the board to know, and also Dr. Martinez to know, that there are people in the community that support the board and also support Dr. Martinez and what you're trying to do with the schools district. And I just wanted to thank you as an alumni and also as a business owner and taxpayer for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Victor Carmarlo.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I don't want to make it short. I don't talk much, but I want to say something to Ms. Martinez. don't know much of the board members. This is my first time being in one of these meetings. I'm also a councilman here in the city of Pleasantville, 2nd Ward. I'm also a Pleasantville chaplain for the Sheriff's Department. I just want to say that I've been dealt with Ms. Martinez several times already, like 2 or 3 times, and I appreciate what she's doing here for the school system. I've seen a lot of progress, and I'm very happy with what she's doing, and I want to say congratulations to what she's doing. Thank you, Ms. Martinez, for what you're doing. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Yep. Next, board comments. Mrs. Silver,
No comments.
Mrs. Mello, Mrs. King.
Yes, I'd like to say something. Good evening.
Good evening.
I would just like to say that I do thank the administration of Dr. Martinez, her staff, the teachers this year. This has been a challenging year. It's my first year, so I've learned a lot. There's a lot more to learn. But I think that the board has done its best in meeting the challenges presented to us. And I think that Dr. Martinez has done her best to try to right the ship. And I'm encouraged, and I hope that the rest of the community is encouraged as well. And I would only encourage parents to use the summer reading book list that has been published, and encourage your children to read this summer. And I wish everyone well.
Thank you, Ms. King. Ms. Clemens? Ms. Alberto? Ms. Gray?
So I received a letter in my packet, and it was from a Mr. and Mrs. Do-Right. So since the letter was sent to me from the public, I felt as though I would address the public. So it says, "To whom it may concern, I would like to inform you that the middle school of Pleasantville principal, Aaron Randolph, is married to Theodore Gray, to whom is a direct family member of school board member and Vice President Andrea Gray. The hiring of Mrs. Randolph Gray, legally married to Theodore Gray, was done in a nepotistic and immorally intrusive way. The hiring of Ms. Gray Randolph was not in good faith nor in a respectful competitive process. The abuse of power introduced by Vice President Andrea Gray needs to be investigated and put on record that the hiring of a family member due to nepotism, to which is simply, end quote, just not right and unfair, end quote. The fact that Mrs. Randolph Gray did not expose herself as being married to Theodore Gray, family member of a school board member, Vice President Andrea Gray, it would be safe to say that the hiring of her was in fraudulent and immoral fashion. Nepotism is frowned upon in the workplace and should not be allowed, no matter who you are or who you know or who you are related to. Nepotism interferes with fairness, due process, because it gives an undue advantage to someone who does not necessarily merit the treatment. Pleasantville Public Schools has other in-house administrators who are just as qualified and has years and years and years of tenure within the system that should have been forwarded the opportunity for upward movement. She literally just walked in and cut the feet from underneath one of Pleasantville's own, but with the assistance of her husband, Teddy Gray, and Andrea Gray. As we all are aware, Pleasantville has always been in the spotlight for immoral and unprofessional hiring practices. Let's stop this once and for all. Do not rehire her or renew her contract. Respectfully submitted, Mr. and Mrs. Do-Right, Pleasantville Pride, Breaking AC. So, I don't know Mr. and Mrs. Theodore Gray. And I just wanted to clarify any suspicions suspicious suspicions that people may have due to this letter. However, just to make things clear, I am not from here. When my family came to New Jersey, there were only 4 of us, Grays. The only remaining Grays in this area of Pleasantville, New Jersey, is my brother, his children, my children, and myself. So, if there are any other Grays that is out here, they are not related to us. Because when I came, I was only 14 years old, moved up here with my mother and my 2 brothers. One of my brothers has passed away, and it's just my brother and myself. My mother is also passed away. So it's really just my brother and me. So, and his children and my children. And we are the only Grays that is related to us that is here. So there was no nepotism or anything done in that nature, because if the lady was to walk up to me now and hit me in my face, I would not know who she was, or Mr. Theodore. So when you guys want to put things out there on me or any other board, because we are one, you know, make sure you got your facts right, and make sure you're telling the truth, because you're telling a lot of lies on us, and it's not fair to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gray. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank the board. And as everyone said, I can echo, it has been a challenging year. The last couple of weeks have been very challenging. And this board right here, we're here to do the right thing for the district. Regardless of what anybody says or what anybody puts out, we're here to do the right thing. I believe we are. And I want to thank Dr. Martinez. And sometimes when we praise or we give thanks to Dr. Martinez, some of our board members were put on a platform where we're doing something wrong, or, you know, we're on a Facebook page, or like Mrs. Gray said, anonymous letters are put into our boxes or given to us. Dr. Martinez, in the 9 months she's been here, her and her team have done a great job. We understand things have happened. Some things, the board, I have to say, we don't run the district. That's why we hired the superintendent to run the district. That's not the board's role, to run this district and make the decision of who does what or who stays. That's not our job. Our job is to support her. And so far, we have not seen that Dr. Martinez, or I haven't seen that Dr. Martinez has done anything unethical or anything that was wrong. And like some of the board members say, sometimes we get a bad rap. But it's hard to sit up here sometimes when the public comes out and they don't know the whole story. So that's why I had asked Dr. Martinez to please, you know, enlighten the community and let them know we do care. I know I do care. And I don't have to prove or show anything to anybody, because I know I do care. And I am here for the kids. So it's not about what you say, it's about your actions behind what you say. And as I said when we got on the board in the beginning, when I was on the board, we have tough decisions to make. And sometimes sitting here, and anyone that's a board member or sits on any type of board that have to make decisions, they can understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes it may not make sense to you guys, but we have to do what's right for the district. So with that, I encourage the staff here to keep on coming to work, keep on doing things that we see that's not right. I understand that you can come to the mic and voice your frustrations or say what you have to say, but remember, please follow the chain of command, because you're not supposed to come to us with the complaints. That's why we have the superintendent. Now, if you've done all the chain of commands that you need to do, then you come to us. But make sure that you have a paper trail of what you do, because the board members are not supposed to, you know, you come to us and tell us every little thing. So with that, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I hope you have a blessed week. Our next board meeting will be on the 26th. And I also want to say, I don't want to bring religion into this, but I just thank God because I've been dealing with personal issues as well. And I've been sick for a while. And, God has blessed me and He's enabled me to still be here. So with that, anybody that knows how to pray for the board, pray for me, pray for everyone, and we will see you again on the 26th, and God be with you. May I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, 1 second. Yes, Dr. Martinez, would you like to say something?
Thank you to the board, every member, for your support, for your courage, and for your insight. Sincerely, I want to thank my administrative team, principals, all of the administrative staff, and to teachers and all paraprofessionals, and the staff, custodial, facilities. If I start naming departments, I'm going to miss somebody. But thank you for the work that we're doing to make the change so that our district exemplifies excellence. I believe it's possible. I think we're heading in the right direction, and our students and our community deserve excellence. Thank you for everything you do.
May I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mrs. Clemens, second by Mrs. Gray. All in favor? Aye. Aye.